lagging.
Kingdom Chics Reconstructed is all about the kingdom. Women, men, young adults, seasoned saints, or babes in Christ can join the conversation. We're just four kingdom chicks being reconstructed by God to share our thoughts and our perspectives on taboo topics that will provoke thought to edify the kingdom. What's good, my radical people? This is LaDena Chisum, a.k.a. Coach L of the Radical Life brand, your spiritual life coach, helping you to become unapologetically bold and purposely authentic. I don't push dreams, I push purpose. Let's break some generational cycles.
Hey guys, I'm Coach Tasha Delk. I help women who feel broken, who lack self-identity, and those who have low self-esteem. I help them to create an action plan to move forward with their healing to become their best selves. I am the owner and the CEO of Free Me Coaching, and this is where women break free to their true potential to become their most authentic selves. You can call me your identity coach. I desire for you to be bold, to be authentic, but most of all, to be you.
My name is Shonte Joseph, founder of She Wise. Our movement is to inspire women emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. God has called me to encourage women in faith, to identify self, to grow in forgiveness, and to break generational curses. To be a successful Christian woman, we must have wisdom each and every day. Our motto is Proverbs 4:5-13.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Saved Bae, a.k.a. Tremayne Winn, a.k.a. Coach T, and I have a ministry called Slave Bible Ministries where my misery and my pain is my ministry to women. What I do is I help women heal, be set free, forgive, walk in their kingdom purpose, heal from toxic relationships, break soul ties, and all the above. I'm here with you on your journey to purpose.
Come kick it with your favorite kingdom chicks. We're on YouTube as well as social media under KCR Podcast. And please don't forget, we are on all podcast platforms. Kingdom Chics Reconstructed.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back again for yet another episode of Kingdom Chics Reconstructed. I'm your host, Shonte Joseph, founder of She Wise. And what we do on this on the platform of She Wise, we just make sure that we guide and direct young women to use wisdom that that God has already installed in us. And I'm going to pass it to Coach L.
Hey, you guys, thank you for joining us. This is your girl, Coach L. You already know everything is radical. We have radical life coaching. We have radical eyewear, as well as we have a newly branded from Radical Radio, Kingdom Chics Reconstructed. All right. As y'all already know, I don't push dreams. I push purpose.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Tasha, speaker, coach, author, realtor. Hey, I am so excited to be here today. I also just want to give a shout out to Tremayne in her absence. Girl, we miss you. We can't wait to see you back. All right, I'm gonna pass it back over to you, Shonte. Oh, you know what? I do want to say too. Okay, Coach L for the intro.
Like I be trying to do a little something.
Right, period. Period. Real quick, is are y'all like, can y'all hear me and everything okay?
Prophetess Rita Norman.
What'd you say, Shonte? Are you lagging? I think.
Yeah, I may have to turn this off and turn it back on.
Okay,
go ahead, because we have once we do the TikTok of the day, then we can. Well, no, because you gotta do the TikTok of the day. Go ahead, and what I'll do is I'll do all the housekeeping stuff. So you go ahead and handle that, and we'll do the housekeeping stuff. How about that? All right. Thank you all for joining us again. as y'all know, we do have we are a stars supported podcast, so you can support the KCR podcast by sowing stars. This is just another way that God is pushing his word out to the world. If you're getting a word and would like to sow into this ministry, please do. This will allow us to do things like have live interaction with you all, to be able to bring events and also bring merchandise and all the good things that we know that God has a vision for the KCR podcast. So again, if you feel led to sow stars, please go ahead and do that. Okay. Also, please make sure that you follow us on all podcast platforms, the KCR Podcast. We are on Instagram, the KCR Podcast, and on YouTube, Kingdom Chics Reconstructed. So you can find us all there. And just go ahead and follow us. Make sure if you do listen to the podcast that you leave us a review and tell us what you think. We would love to hear your reviews, read your reviews so that we can do better. If you have topics that you want to hear us talk about or that you want us to bring to the podcast, please let us know. You can always email us at kingdomchicsreconstructed@gmail.com. That's Chics, Chics. All right, we got Shonte back.
Yes. Can y'all hear me better now?
We still got a little lag, sister.
In the name of Jesus.
Hear you. We can hear you, but it's still lag. Oh, it's still lagging. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's still lagging major. Hey, we're gonna make it do what it do, y'all. We just gonna pause for the cause. Pause for the cause.
Well, you guys know that we have a segment where we talk about TikToks of the day. And over the last week, I've just been seeing people getting their kids ready for school. And I just thought that this will be a great video to watch. So let's go ahead and turn that on now.
What are you coloring?
Fire.
What does fire start with?
Lighter.
What does the word fire start with?
Light. Maxis.
No, the word fire. Fire. The F says. Every letter makes a sound. The F says. So what does fire start with?
Lighter.
Oh, okay. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that was hilarious to me because kids are really, really funny. And I just thought that would be a perfect video for going back to school. Moms know, guardians know, single fathers when kids finally get back into school. So, with that being said, we have a special guest today. I'm so excited to announce. Is it still lagging?
A little bit, but you go ahead because we rocking with you. We got you.
Okay. So I'm so excited to announce Maxi E. Norman today. She is an author. I'm going to go ahead and read her bio. Excuse me, because I got to properly introduce our super producer. Maxi E. Norman, she is a proud native of Lake County, Illinois. She is 3-time self-published author, broadcast media manager, professional. Maxi has always had a love for the arts, music, and books since she was a child. She feels her purpose in life is to bring whomever she works with vision into full color. As a broadcast media manager, she has produced multiple shows, including Kingdom Chics Reconstructed podcast, whoop whoop, the Radical Radio podcast, Pain and Release, and the Regina's Kids podcast, as well as several more. Her resilience and handwork continues to be the catalyst that pushes her. Her daily mantra is to continue to glow through whatever she is going through. In 2021, she self-published her first book, All My Broken Crayons Still Color, which is a daily affirmation book with a journal. In 2022, her second book, Love You More, Grieving Isn't Easy and Healing Hurts, is about 5 stages of grief and how to start your own healing process. In 2003, her third book, the trilogy, I Am Not Responsible for Your Tears, The Authentic Guide to Being Happy, gives the 7 steps to choosing yourself and being happy. Maxi's mission is to lead a helping hand so that everyone can show up in this world whole, fully healed, and happy. I am proud to introduce our super producer, Maxi Norman, to the stage.
Maxi G. They didn't let the genies in the door.
Oh, you play smart.
3 books shouty.
Yes, 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 yes. Maxi G.
Maxie, you on mute.
Hey y'all, I'm off of mute.
Hey, Maxie. Oh, you know what? I just want to say congratulations, and I'm just so excited for you and everything. Even just the way you opened up and shared, like it really was a lot for me because I don't know your story personally, and I don't actually know your story on a deeper level. So I've always just known you on the surface. So I feel like I know you a lot better, and I'm so excited. You're so dear to my heart now.
Absolutely. Shout out to Malaysia and Rita in the building. You already know May May coming through, Rita coming through. Okay, you already know. I am extreme. You already know. Like, I am extremely, extremely proud of you. I cannot even put it into words sometimes because, like, the beginning was like, no, I'm not going to do any of that. No, I'm going to stay back here and I'm going to be behind the scenes. But to see you full-fledged doing events, going to events, y'all don't know. If y'all don't know about Maxie, she don't really, thrive around a lot of people. She's very making sure that she don't want to, be around the germs and, all of that stuff. So she always used to get on me about being too huggy, but that's not Maxie. But she has really embraced the whole entrepreneur spirit as far as going out to events, being asked to events is, just amazing. I love the fact that people are really reaching out to her and asking her to be a part of their events. Her putting on events, everything that she's doing right now is everything that she said she would not do. So I have to say, that's how you know it's God, because everything she said she wasn't going to do, God pushed her out there and he has her doing it now. So I'm just extremely proud of you.
Well, thank you. I was supposed to stay in the back. I was just supposed to, do my little 1, 2, 3 in the back. But we here now, I guess.
She out here now. All right, we got Shonte back. Shonte, are you back? You good? I think she good.
She look like she on mute though.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
We may have to kind of switch and pivot. Tasha, Shonte, would you mind if Tasha kind of help you out?
I think her screen is froze.
All right.
Was she? I don't know. I don't think she can hear me. Okay, so I am so excited because I have some questions that I wanted to just get answered
because and I know that Shonte has a whole thing that she wanted to do because she prepared to interview you, and I just had some questions that I really wanted to get answered. The first thing, like, I really want to say is, like, I just thank you for your transparency. A lot of times it's not easy to be transparent, especially especially when you're a type of person that's been really guarded. So I just really thank you for being transparent. Not only that, I can relate. I was able to relate to a lot of things that you talked about. But the first thing was, like, something that I really wanted to just say, that I'm not responsible for your tears. That part right there already hit. Like, that part hit hard. Like, even just before even reading the book, it's like, I'm not responsible for your tears. Like, to me, I feel like, what does that really mean? I know you go into a chapter in your book and you talk about what that really means, but for the people who haven't read it yet, what does that really mean? Like, what does that really mean to you?
It means that I'm in control of my emotions, because whether or not I'm upset or I'm crying, like, nobody else is going to be responsible for those tears. And when they read the book, they'll see why, because somebody told me that. And it kind of triggered me a little bit. Like, they was like, I don't want to be responsible for your tears. Like, no matter if they were hurting me, I was in the process of just trying to let people go. And it was like, I don't want to be responsible for that. I don't want to be the reason why you cry. And it was like, okay, yeah, because you're not responsible for my tears. That's on me. Like, I stayed too long. I held on too long. So it was on me. Them was my tears. I had to deal with that. It wasn't for somebody else. It wasn't a responsibility.
Absolutely. And that's so good. And I think that a lot of times in life, we definitely like to put the blame on other people when they're hurting us and when we stay in situations way too long. I was just saying, like, I know that's kind of like one of my later questions that I wanted to ask, but since you went there, you talked about the insanity thing. It's like doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And that's one of the things that I think for a lot of people, you talked about, like, outgrowing relationships. And so it's like, why do we stay in relationships that we outgrow? What is the fear behind leaving a relationship that you know is disturbing you?
I think for me it was the unknown part, because you get comfortable with people and it's like, I already know what to expect with them. They gonna do X, Y, and Z. And for me, like, I don't like to let a lot of people get close to me, because when I am close to people, I love on them real hard. So I get to know them. I get to know the stuff that they like. I get to know, like, what bothers them, and what makes them feel a certain type of way. So when it was time to let go, because we wasn't, like, for me, I don't know about everybody else's family, we weren't raised like that. And it was like that with family members. It's like that with friends. It's like, once you a ride or die and you loyal to them, that's it. You ride and die for them forever. And it was like that even with some of my family members. It don't matter if they treating you bad. It don't matter, every time you around them, they make you uncomfortable. That's your family. You still have to be bothered with them. And for me, it was like, as I got older, it was like, no, I'm about to outgrow that, because that's not true. Like, if you make me uncomfortable, if you treated me bad, if you don't do right, if I'm constantly giving to you and I'm getting nothing, I don't care if you my friend, you my family member, I can't do it. I can't stay.
That's good.
And I think we all have that right to make that decision. And I think most people, we grow up like, okay, so your first mindset is like, you my family, I love you, I'm gonna be around you, I have to deal with you. But like you talked about a passage in the book where you talked about, you get to choose who you give your time to. You get to choose who you're around, who you keep in your company. And I think that's something that I've had to learn, like, throughout this past season of my life. So even just being able to relate to that was something that I felt was, like, extremely powerful, because it's like, I am in control of who I'm around. Just because we're family, I can still love you, but I don't have to be around you. I don't have to deal with you on a regular basis. I don't have to allow you in my space, to you taking up space, period. For the people that's supposed to be
in my life. And so you talked about choosing life. You talked about choosing life. Oh, there goes Shonte right there. Okay, we got you, sis. But you talked about choosing life. Do you feel like making those decisions to get rid of people and to get rid of certain mindsets? Do you feel like that's what helped you? What really helped you choose life?
I had to get rid of people because it was to a point where certain people in my life and certain things that I was doing with those people, it wasn't bringing me joy. It wasn't bringing me closer to even being happy. And then second, I wasn't growing. I was stuck, and that's a problem for me. Like I don't like to feel stuck. I don't care if it's a job, a relationship, whatever it is. I don't like to feel like I'm boxed in and I gotta be right here and ain't nothing else I can do. Cause I always feel like no, it's something else you could do. Like I could figure it. Like I think in a way to problem solve. Like if it's a problem, I think in a way like I need to figure out how to fix it. Cause that was my thing. I was a fixer. I always had to jump in and fix it. Like I just can't sit here and be stuck. I need to fix. So when I felt like, oh, okay, these people was boxing me in, they not letting me move around. I can't be stuck. I just had something like that happen yesterday at an event I was invited to. I was talking to one of my niece's friend, and she was saying how she 18 and she like I like going to the craft and stuff and doing all of this stuff, but don't none of my friends um want me to do it. Like they don't want to do it. They don't like the arts and they don't like music and they don't like gardening. I said, you coming into a place where you trying to learn yourself and you might have to pick you some new friends. You might have to create a tribe around you that enjoy doing the things that you like to do. And she was like, well, I never thought about it like that because these always been my friends. I'm like, you can have other friends. Why you can't have new friends?
Right. Excuse me for the lag, messing up the connection here. But Maxie, I just want to first tell you that I never knew somebody to relate to so much.
Hold on one
Your
second.
your audio is kind of fuzzy, sister.
She went out again.
Hey, Divine, thank you for joining us. Hey, Mary, thank you for joining us.
Sandy, thank you. So another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was like you talked about stop playing the victim. Do you think that also the not I'm not responsible for your tears and playing the victim? Do you feel like that goes hand in hand?
I think it do go hand in hand because a lot of times, and just to be honest, a lot of times, especially women, we do stuff. And then when we don't get the reaction that we want, or people don't play into our story, because it's always the truth, his story, and then your story. When people don't play into our side, then it's like, okay, now I got to pull another card. And now I need to play like, whoa, it's me. Now everybody jumping on me. Everybody want me to be, I got to make it so that I'm the victim in this story because I want everybody on my side. I want people to agree with the things that I'm saying. And I know for a fact I lost some friends based on the fact that if you wrong, you wrong. And I'm going to tell you that you're wrong. And if I'm wrong, I expect you to tell me that I'm wrong. Like, we don't have to agree, but tell me I'm not right. Like, I don't want nobody around me like, yeah, you always right. No, I'm not.
Right. I'm gonna be off of camera for a second while
Okay.
I load up this computer.
Now,
Can y'all hear me better now?
yeah, we can hear you. Now, I know this is my cousin, y'all, so I know a little bit more about her. So I'm going to dig a little deeper because she don't like crying, y'all. But I'm not going to make her cry.
That's what she say. I got
I'm
my
not gonna
tissue
make her
ready.
cry.
I got
But
my
no,
box ready for
seriously,
that.
I want you to explain to the audience like the process that you went through. I'm talking about from All My Broken Crayons Still Color to Grieving More to now the trilogy. There was some periods in there where you had some encounters. And I really want you to share, if you don't mind, share what those encounters were and how those encounters, you know, helped you or scared you or whatever it did to you.
Thank you, Coach L. That was my question.
So, I write about my dad's full story in my second book, but 7 years ago, my dad passed away in April. That same year, so when he passed, it was like so much drama surrounding his passing that I was also at a job, a corporate job that I did not like. Like I had left, you start temping and whatever. I had left this job because this was supposed to be the best job and all of this stuff. But once I got there and got through training and they put me on the floor with these people, like I was constantly mistreated every day. It was to the point my dad passed at like 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. I showed up to work Thursday morning at 7 o'clock to tell them in person that he passed away. And everybody was like, some of the people was like, are you crazy? Like, what? Like, one of my best friends worked there too. She's like, are you crazy? Why are you here? I said, because if I didn't show up today, I wasn't going to have a job. Because they weren't going to believe it. It was to the point where I told my manager where my dad's funeral was, and she tried to tell me, well, I tried to look up his obituary and I couldn't find it.
Are you serious?
Because I'm telling you that he lives in Springfield, because they knew that, but his funeral was in Carbondale. So she spent my bereavement time trying to find his obituary in Springfield. And I was like, you was never going to find it in Springfield because it was in Carbondale. You was in the wrong city. So when I got fired from that job, I laughed up out of there. Like, literally, I was laughing at her. Like, she thought something was wrong with me because I was just laughing, like hysterically laughing. I went to my car, did my time, and I got another job within the same week. Like, I just randomly just applied for some jobs on Indeed, and I got called in, got an interview, and got the job in the same week. At that job, I started, and people was like, that's unbelievable. Like, you got a job in the same week, and folks been out here looking for a job for 6 months. I said it wasn't me because I didn't do nothing special. I didn't even update my resume. With the job that I was at, I just sent it out and got a job in the same week. And I had told somebody that wasn't me, that was God. But I had started writing this book because I couldn't get myself together. I didn't know how to get myself together. Like, most people pass away and people come to the funeral and we don't talk about it no more. And it was like, okay, so my dad passed away. Everybody was there for the drama. People stopped calling me. Didn't nobody care no more. Like, I wasn't even allowed to go to his funeral. They didn't even want to put my name in his obituary. Like, it was so bad to when I actually showed up at the funeral home. The lady that worked the desk, when she looked at me, she said, now, ain't no way these people gonna say that that's not your daddy. She was like, what is your name? I said, my name is Maxi. And she just kind of started tearing up. Like, wait a minute, his name is Max. I said, I'm named after my daddy. So in writing my first book, I was like, I just need to encourage people to do something. Like, everybody ain't gonna have, like, I had good people around me. Everybody don't have good people around them to pick them up off the floor. So that was the process of the first book. After my first book, I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to do nothing else. I'm fine. I done took a spiritual class over here. I done had some therapy. I'm good. I don't need to do nothing else. And then one of my best friends that had been in my life since I was 17 years old, like, he was the person that I would call when I was having problems with my family, or I was having problems with my sister or my friends or whatever. And he suddenly passed away. And I couldn't pick myself up off the floor after that. Like, it was so bad. My niece lives in Chicago. I want to say she got to my house in 30 minutes. Because I told her, you don't even got to come. She was like, nah, TT. It's your daddy's birthday. He passed on my dad's birthday. So it was like, it broke me in a different type of way. Because up until then, I had lost, during the pandemic, I lost 3 family members. One of my friends got hit by a train. I had lost my cousin, some of my best friends. Like, I didn't put them all in my second book, but it was probably 10 people in a span of like 5 years. And I was doing like everybody. You go to the funeral, you cry, and you just move on. You just bury that stuff. But I wrote that book in 2 weeks because I couldn't sleep. And it was just, I was hearing God's voice every day, like, get up and write it. Get it all out. Because if you don't, you going to be torn apart in a way that you're not going to be able to recover. Like, everything that you do for everybody around you, everybody that's attached to you, like, I started having, like, when I looked it up, I started being able to attach words with how I've been feeling my whole life. Anxiety, depression. I had an anxiety attack at his funeral. And I'm sitting next to my niece, and then I'm like, I gotta go outside. I don't know what's wrong. And I'm calling one of my friends, like, all I know is, Lord, don't let me fall out on this dirty funeral floor, because they gonna have to put me in a casket after that if I fall on the dirty funeral floor. Because I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do at a funeral on no dirty funeral floor, because I done passed out. I'm not going to be able to do it. But at his funeral, because a month before he passed away, he got baptized. And his pastor, I had never met this lady. I'm sitting in the front row shaking, and she walked up to me and she said, you know he love you, right? And you fine. You going to be fine. I looked at her, my niece looked at her, she was like, that's just what he told me to tell you. You're going to be fine. And that didn't do me no good. I said, May, don't let me fall out on this dirty funeral floor, because now we back to being able to fall out on the floor. I was like, okay. But that book, like, even I was talking to like, yesterday, this man walked up to me at the event, and he was like, my mama used to say that same thing to us when we used to hug her. I was like, say what? He was like, love you more. I said, that actually came from my auntie. Because my aunt, we would say we love her, and she would say love you more, and it just kind of stuck. And now that's what we just say all the time to everybody in my family. And that was actually the title of my first book. It just didn't stick. So I guess that was the reason why it didn't stick, because it was meant for the second book. But the third book, I got triggered so bad, and I was just like, I just started praying, like, God, I don't know what else to do. And it was like, you gonna help the people that you need to help. Like, I'm like, I didn't, it wasn't my plan. I wasn't supposed to be writing no books. I was done after the first one. That's what I told myself. And everybody be like, yeah, okay, we gonna see 4 and 5 and 6, but whatever. Which I was given 4, 5, and 6, but I got some other stuff going on that I can't write them physically right now. But the third book was like, you don't have me tell all my business, just everything I done held on to my whole entire life. I just got to put it out there, because somebody else need it. It ain't for me. So,
and that's another thing. Like, you have a resilience about you that goes far and be above, like, what some people may have, right? I think Tasha wanted to ask this question. I hope I'm not stepping on your toes, sis. You have dealt with a lot of hurt. People have literally hurt you in ways that are unimaginable, from childhood even into your adulthood. You talk a little bit about, the fact that you weren't able to truly, grieve your father because of situations with family. How do you navigate through those types of things that you've endured to come out on the other side where you would say something like, I'm gonna glow through whatever it is that I go through?
Because I know that people don't believe, because I used to have people tell me all the time, well, you don't look like that. Like, you don't look like that would have happened to you. You don't look like that. And I used to tell people, excuse my French, I make a lot of shit look good. Like, that was a part of how I grew up. Like, you supposed to keep all that stuff inside. And when you step outside, you're not going to look like nothing that you've been through. I was supposed to make that look good. So that's what I was accustomed to doing. But when I put it all out there, it was like, okay, now I look like I ain't never been through nothing. But even if you find out that I have been through all of that, you ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. Mm-hmm. So I was okay with that. Like, you ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. And I feel like it was a release for me. Like, I released it all. So now can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, all the past stuff, you're not gonna be able to tell me about me. Because I put it out there for you to know it. If not, I could have kept it to myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's good. And I think also, even in that, it's just like sometimes we hold on to things and it creates a shame, or we have a shame behind it. I know with you writing this book, your last book, and kind of spilling things out about yourself, did you feel that? Did you feel any shame behind it, or you just felt like, I'm putting it all out there so I could be free from shame? What was your thought process about shame as far as like your experience with shame?
I wasn't ashamed of it. It wasn't the shame part that bothered me the most. By writing this book, the part that bothered me the most was hurting other people's feelings. Because when I got triggered and I couldn't talk about it, I was like, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of having to, like, keep all of this stuff to myself and ain't nobody there to help me. Like, I did the life coaching and the spiritual coaching and the therapy and all of this and that. But why am I still holding on to all of this and it's not mine? Some of that shit I picked up and took on from other people. Like, this don't belong to me.
Yes.
So I was just tired of it. I was just like, you know what? Some of the stuff I had never talked to some of my family about. And I was like, well, if I put it out there and they read it, then they going to be mad. Well, y'all just going to have to be mad. Like, and I don't even want to, and if you're mad, then I still don't want to talk to you about it. Because ain't nothing to talk about. You read it. I told you what happened. That's it.
Yeah.
So do whatever you going to do with it. Because you're not going to be able to hurt my feelings about it. You're not going to make me mad about it. You're not going to blame me for it because none of it my fault. I already did that work. I just had to release it because I didn't want to hold on to it no more.
That's good. Come on, Shonte. She back.
Believe the craziest thing. Okay, but Maxie, I was trying to articulate that I didn't know that it was somebody that related to me so much, and after reading your book, it just gave me a better perspective of who you are, and that we have to get to know people before we just look at them and assume, whatever, because when you mention in the book, like people always, they misunderstood you for being mean, for being stuck up and all these different things, and that's not easy to deal with. So my first question to you is that the things that you accepted in being a people pleaser, do you think that had something to do with how people viewed you? Like I was about to say,
I know it has something to do with how people view me, because growing up, people would, like, my younger sister was like my shadow, so she would follow me around everywhere. When you meet us together, we complete opposites. Like, when Rita walked into the room, Rita is just like, hey guys, I'm here. Happy go lucky, smile, cheers. It's the Leo. It's Dina's face. It's Leo all day, every day. And it's like, girl, no. She hugging people and she's talking. She get that from my daddy because he was like that. He walk into a room, it's like all love. And then if you meet her first and you meet me, they expect that from me. And it's like, hold on, wait. Don't touch me. Like, please. I don't know where y'all hands been. This was before COVID. Please don't touch. Oh, now it's COVID. Really, like, stay over there. Like, don't touch me. And then it's like, well, why your sister so mean? And Rita, I remember, like, growing up, like us walking to the bus stop, I would be like messing with her because I remember on the radio it was this radio and it was like I'm a pony, I'm a pony. I used to do that to her because she used to hate being up in the morning, and then we'd get to school and they'd be like, oh, we can't even talk to her. She's so mean and she this and that. And Reese was like, oh my God, I wish I would get to know her. Like if y'all get to know her, she like the most funnest, goofiest person you ever want to meet. They was like, nah, hell no, that's not her. But it's like I was like, okay, so if y'all, I don't like to make people out to be liars. So if you assume that I'm mean, then that's what you gonna get.
Right.
If you want me to be stuck up and bougie, that's your first impression of me. Then that's what I'm gonna give you. I don't want you to be a liar. I want you to live in your truth. So I give you whatever you want me to be.
So
I know that's right, Betsy.
She's so extra. And if I could just say too, like I have to put this plug in here. If y'all have not went and checked out the Regina's Kids podcast, everything that she is saying about her and Rita, you can hear it, be a witness to it on the Regina's Kids podcast. Listen, they have the best intro. Every time I hear the intro, I crack up because when Rita be like dramatic, she be like, oh, like it's just total opposite. But please, y'all, go and check out the Regina Kids podcast. It's absolutely phenomenal. Okay.
Yes.
And Tony Jenkins said, "Stuck up and bougie." Wow.
But that be their first impression. Like she mean, she stuck up, she bougie. Why she act like that? And then it was a time where people would get to mom and be like, oh yeah, she is nice, but she too much. Like she too extra. Like she do the most. Like why do you have to do the most? Like that's just me. Like I just do what I do. I don't know what you do, but that's what I do. You invite me somewhere, I do what I do. Now you show up how you want to show up. I show up how I want to show up. Right. They be like, I know one of my friends once describes like she do for her guy. She is a god parent, but she also the icing on the cake. So if they ask her for something like, oh, we should go get certain folders, she go out and buy a whole book bag full of school supplies. Like that's just what she do. And they was like, well, why she got to be so extra? That ain't extra to me. Like I love on the people I love on. It's just me.
Right.
But, some people don't like that, and that's fine too.
Yes. Maxie, I do want to ask, because you have guides and steps on each of your books that that's supposed to help people, and I wanted to know, why do you feel that people need a guide to be happy? Like, why do you feel that way?
Because I know a lot of people, we in that microwavable era, people will pretend to be happy all the time, and then when you really sit down and get to talking to them, it's like, oh, that was a smoke screen. Like I meet people all the time and they be like, oh, why you don't like her? She's so happy and bubbly. Because she faking it. Like it's hard for people to fake around me. Like that's why I don't really like, I have to really like meet people in person and get their energy, because I be like, oh no, that's fake. Like people will do all of this extra like they so happy, and it's like you might want to start over. Like go do the work, because happy people don't always be happy every day. I could be happy with my life, but life be really lifing. Like the week that I had last week, like even though I'm happy, that was a week. Yeah. Like so I'm not gonna pretend like yeah I'm fine every day. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things where you ask people, well, how you doing? They say, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm okay. It's like, okay ain't even a real response to how you doing. It's like, no, you're not okay.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Now, I want to say this too. At one point in time, we had another platform that we were on, and you literally coined yourself the truth teller, right? Mm-hmm. And when I tell y'all, the truth came out in so many ways. Like, I want to ask you this, like, why is it important for you to just make sure that you're being honest with people? Because a lot of people have a hard time being honest with people, telling people the honest truth. A lot of people have a difficulty telling you the truth about themselves. So as the truth teller, why is that important?
that little saying that you grow up when you're a little kid and they say you have to treat the people how you want to be treated. I don't want nobody. It's a lot of things people could do. Just don't lie. Like if you lie, you will kill and steal and all that other stuff they added on to that, whatever that little saying is. So my thing was, if I tell them the truth, I felt like, hey, they would tell me the truth back.
Right.
It don't really go that way, just so people know that. Because I tell the truth, and as a little kid, I tell the truth. It was like, now you got to shut up, or you going to get smacked in the mouth and all of that stuff. And then as a grown-up, it was like, oh, I don't really like her. I don't really like that. She too aggressive. She too whatever. Because I told you the truth. Like, well, then don't ask me. Just don't ask my opinion if you don't want it. Because I don't know how else to tell you. I'm not going to tell you a lie.
Right.
Like with the kids, I had to learn how to tell them the truth a little softer. But I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. That's good.
Absolutely. I was going to mention, because in your book you were saying how, I'm trying to remember the part. You were saying that you basically were an overachiever, and I'm not sure if you identified as that or not. And I wanted to know if you are still operating in that spirit as far as in being an overachiever, because sometimes we get that we realize that as kids. Oh, I get attention because I'm getting straight A's and I love the attention. So I wanted to know, are you still working with that? Are you still identifying as that, or?
I'm going to say yes, because I overachieve for my own personal goals, not for somebody else's. I think growing up, I was doing it to please other people. Like, they expect me to be this way, so that's how I'm going to be. So I'm going to, and because I just have this extra nature in me, it's like, okay, so you want me to be this way, then I'm going to do it 10 times. So now you don't have to ask, because you already know that's what I'm going to do. And that kind of got me in a place where, because people knew that I was going to do it, they didn't even try no more. Like, I don't even have to try to do that. Because I know if I just don't do it, she going to do it already. And she going to put a little extra on there, so then I ain't going to have to do the second part either. Yeah. So now I only overachieve when it comes to stuff that belongs to me. Period. So when I put out a book or send you something, I want it to be an experience, because that belongs to me.
Yes.
I do want to ask this question. The word declares that your gifts will make room for you. And Maxi has a whole lot of gifts, y'all. A whole lot of them. Listen, I'm going to let her tell you. I want her to really like, let the people know, like, some of the things that you've done, which we're talking about her being an overachiever. I don't think this is considered her being an overachiever, but she's extremely, extremely talented in so many different areas that I don't even think a lot of people understand how talented she is. And if she missed any of them, I'm going to put them in there. So go ahead.
Let's see. I used to be a hair braider, and when I got tired of braiding, I taught my younger sister how to braid, which would be Rita. So if anybody got blessed by her, it was because she wanted to be like me. And I was like, hey, I can teach you how to do this, and you can do that. And then she just took it and ran with it and became a hairstylist. I used to do decorations for parties and cute.
Wait, put a pin right there. Hold on. Y'all haven't seen nothing until y'all seen this girl decorate her cubicle at work just for a contest at work. Like, for real. Like, nobody's gonna be Maxi. I don't care who they are or what they do. Like, nobody's gonna be her in these contests. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's probably why these people at my job don't really like me, because y'all said decorate your desk, and I did just that. Which was, I took all the computer stuff off of it and I filled it up with snow, which it was full of snow, and then it was all gold and white. So all the little figurines, Christmas trees, and everything was gold. Then I put a whole Christmas tree in gold in the front of it. It had gifts. It was a snowman. I got a video. I sent it to y'all.
Girl, you can
But-
decorate our house anytime. Anytime.
Okay. Keep going.
I do party decorations, weddings, interior design, like home decor. I do that too. I don't know what else I do.
Listen, the girl. Listen,
She's a coach.
the lady will make her own backdrop. Okay, in her bedroom, make her own backdrop for her own pictures. So y'all be seeing these fabulous pictures. Maxie, it looked like she in a studio somewhere. She didn't did it at the house, like.
Cause what happened was the people around me wanted to be models, and I'm like, so how y'all gonna be models and y'all ain't got no backdrops? Like, what is y'all gonna do? I was like, well, we could figure it out. We take one wall, throw up a backdrop, put some furniture in there, and keep rotating it around. So if y'all ever seen any of my sister model pictures, they was all in the same room, different backdrops, different furniture. It was just,
Creativity.
Look, Apostle say, I'm telling all your secrets. Her gifts are going to make room for her. Did you not catch that at the beginning? Her gifts are going to make room. I need to
schedule a session. I want the best corner you got.
I do a lot of DIYs. I create a lot of stuff. Yeah. Outside of that, what else do I do? Business wise, I do a lot of admin work. And I got all these skills. What happened is, I didn't believe in my 20s that I'm supposed to work a job I don't like. So if I didn't like it, I would just take some from it and then I quit and do another job. So I did admin. I was a CNA. I used to work at the nursing home in the Alzheimer's unit. I was an activity assistant where I did all the games with them. So like family reunions, like we used to have family reunions. We had a Christmas in July. We had a safari theme. We had a country theme. And when I mean themes, I mean like Christmas in July, we had a full-on Christmas tree. And we gave out gifts to the kids with the blow-up things in the middle of the summer, mind you. We did country. We had picnic tables and sunflowers and, sunflower seeds, because that's just same country. But yeah, so I done did marketing, accounting. That was boring. I don't know, I didn't like that. Yeah, I done went from healthcare to anything in between healthcare, warehouse, retail, sales, financial, billing, all of that. I did all of that.
I love it.
That's so good. I could definitely relate to a lot of that. I tell my husband that all the time. It's just like, I've worked so many jobs, and I'm like, and I feel like it's all coming together. I see. Sorry about my background, but I see how it all comes together. So it's all coming together. Everything that you've done, everything that you've experienced, is all coming together. And I think more and more every day, I think that you're seeing that, because it's like, even with us in our, conversations that we have outside of Kingdom Chics, it's like we all see it coming to fruition. We see it coming out more and more, and God is using you more and allowing you to pour out more. So I just thank you so much for sharing everything that you shared. I do have another question that I do want to ask you, and it's about the scripture that's in the end of your book. And I want to ask why that scripture.
In the last book?
Yeah. In the trilogy, yes.
So I have cousins on my father's side that we didn't grow up together, and we didn't really get close until we were grown. So now we so close that we talk every day. We like try to do everything together. And one of my cousins is like big on like just praying for us every day. and I was in the process of finishing the book, and when she said something to me, and I'm like, now y'all know I ain't no Bible thumper. Now let me pull out all of my stops to try to figure this out. It was just something she said to me, and then I was just typing in random words, and the scripture came up, and I'm like, well, there it is. it belongs at the end of this book. That was the end. I was already at the end. I'm like, something is not. And she came on there and prayed for me. And she was like, I'm so happy for you. And it was just something she said triggered me. And I just type in random words, like random scripture words, like words about love, words about this, words about that. And nothing was coming up. And then I was about to cut my computer off, and it was like, what is this? I ain't never read. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's amazing, Maxie.
The scripture is Psalms 23, 1 through 6. It's the Psalm of David. So y'all want to read it. And go get the book, because you got to read the book. You got to read the book. Got to get the book. Got to get all three of the books. They are amazing, amazing books. We'll wait and do the commercial last. I do want to ask you this last question, Maxie. What we'll start doing, those that are used to being with us, this is going to be a new question that we will ask any guests that come on with us. And the question would be, how has God reconstructed your life?
Ooh, Lord.
Look, she planned for this, y'all, because we had a meeting and she got the question before. She's like, "Ooh, I know how to get ready for that question."
And I couldn't get ready because I kept asking myself, like, "Dang, what am I gonna say? Why you can't give me nothing to say right now?" Because I was gonna write it out so it sounded perfect.
Thank
and
you, Holy Ghost.
It ain't work out that way. I think that God, well, no, I ain't gonna say I think. I know God reconstructed my life because I hear people say all the time, God will use you and he'll use you. And I'm thinking like, yeah, okay. No, because I ain't like the regular church people. He ain't gonna be able to do nothing with all of this stuff that I went through. Like, ain't nobody gonna understand it, and people gonna be like, no, or they not gonna, some of it is like, they ain't even gonna believe it. Like, because I had a therapist tell me, like, how are you still here? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, in the building? She like, no, I mean, like, walking around here, like, doing all this stuff. Like, how did you go through all of that and still be here? I said, that ain't on me, that's on God. And she just kind of stared at me like, okay. Like, I said, you ain't got to understand it, but that's the answer. Like, he reconstructed me by letting me know that everything in my life has a purpose. Like, no matter if it was good, bad, or ugly, it was all for the purpose of something. Somebody around me is going to go through some of whatever is in all of these books. And they going to need somebody to talk to, because I used to feel like I was by myself. So even for Shonte to be like, well, I ain't never had nobody I could relate to like that.
Yeah. Yes. Apostle Tony said, are the books, is it a good read for women and men?
Yep. Because it's women and men throughout the whole book.
Amen.
Absolutely. My final question as well is, what can we be expecting from Maxie in the next couple of years?
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm gonna keep producing Kingdom Chics Reconstructed. That's at the top of one of my lists. But God gave me 3 more books. So
Amen.
No. See, the Jenkins always jump on here and be doing some other stuff. No.
Look, she said no.
Left Jenkins at the door.
No.
So you don't see preaching.
Where's the little man with the running feet? No, no, that's not what I see.
My face. Well,
Bro.
Maxie, I just want to first of all, I want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing and being open with our fans and our guests today. I want you to please share all your handles so that the Kingdom Chicks, people that follow us can follow you as well, and they'll know where to copy your books, where to get in tune with you, and just to make sure that we keep up with all the updates with you.
You can find me on Facebook at Maxi E Norman. Everywhere else is _ Elnor Maxwell. That's ELNORAMAXWELL. Currently, my books can be found on Amazon or through me personally if you want me to sign them, or if you want to get what I call a healing box. But in like 2 weeks, you'll be able to also get them on Barnes & Noble. So,
Yes, you heard it from her first.
and the special thing about Barnes & Noble is all my Broken Crayons, still color, will be in it'll be available in hardback. It won't just be a paperback book.
Period.
Through with the options. Stop playing. Stop playing. I just want to say I want to give you your flowers now. I believe that I do often, but I just have to do it publicly, and so it will be on record. On record. You are simply amazing. You are one of the most loyal, most dedicated, most understanding people that I have a blessing to have in my life. If ain't nobody got my back, if ain't not one person got my back, I know that Maxi E Norman has my back full-fledged, 100%. Nobody can make a vision come to life the way that you can. Nobody. You absolutely mean the world to me. And I will never forget writing in that journal that you will be the producer of the radio show, and God made it happen. And you have stuck with me through every single episode. And I thank God for you. I'm so excited for the things that God is about to do in your life, the things he's already done. He has catapulted you. I used to have this thing where I say, we about to go pew, and he has gone pew, and I'm so excited just for everything that God has for you. I love you, love you, love you.
Oh, I appreciate you.
I got a little tear right there.
Right, I seen it.
Don't do it. She said she didn't want to cry now. Don't do it.
Right, don't do it.
I ain't trying to make her cry because then I had to hear it all week.
And she didn't even add makeup artist because face be beat, okay? Face be beat.
Oh my God.
Listen, all of it. When I tell you all of it,
Don't add me to makeup artists because y'all don't even want to know what I use. Like, my sister be mad. Like, you just gonna use a eyebrow palette, just a eyeshadow palette. Yep, just mix the colors.
That's it, huh?
You make it work, though. You make it work, sis. But we appreciate you for coming on the show today. And like always, we love you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow Maxi and go cop her books. Definitely healing in those books. Go copy one. And we will see you guys next.
Hold on 1 second. Before we leave, it is a Leo on this platform that got a birthday in like 3 days.
Oh,
It's in 3 days. It is. It's in
like
3.
3 days.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is in 3 days.
What Rita call y'all the Holy Trinity?
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah. We
you
just
gonna do the happy birthday song?
We gotta go ahead and wish her a happy birthday on here
1,
for the
2,
people.
3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Oh, look, we
you.
all
Right.
happy birthday.
She don't care. She just know her birthday's coming up.
Just give it.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Love you,
birthday,
Coach
Coach
L.
L.
Thank y'all. I love y'all. Love y'all so much. Thank you, cousin. I appreciate that.
Right,
This
put
is
little
y'all.
lions all over her page on the temp, just a bunch of little
Listen, it's
a little
going
lion.
down. It's going down. Okay. If y'all haven't already, y'all please make sure that y'all go to the Kingdom Chics podcast and download and subscribe. Leave us a review. Let us know what you're thinking, what you think about the podcast. If you want to see something different, if you want us to talk about something, please go and follow us on all podcast platforms, whatever podcast platform you enjoy. We are there. Don't forget to follow Regina's Kids podcast as well. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. I promise you. I listen to it every Saturday. Also, please just make sure that if you are not following us on our Facebook and our Instagram, you can follow us there too. We will have a very special guest next week. And actually, the next few weeks, we got some special guests coming. So y'all stay in tune
Look
with
at
us.
y'all.
All God. All God.
Oh, okay.
We're planning the commercial.
Yes, I'm about
Stay
to.
tuned for the commercial.
Hey dreamers, my name is Maxi E. Norman, owner of Eleanor Maxwell LLC. I'm a broadcast media manager and show producer. I'm also a podcaster of a show called the Regina Kids Podcast, and I'm a 3-time self-published author. You heard me, 3 times self-published author. My first book, On My Broken Crayon Still Color, daily affirmation book, and a journal was wrote to motivate and encourage. My second book, Love You More, Grieving Isn't Easy and Healing Hurts, is about the 5 stages of grief and how to jumpstart your process of healing. My new book, the trilogy, I Am Not Responsible for Your Tears, is the authentic guide to being happy. And it's about getting those 7 steps to being fully happy. All my books are available now on Amazon. And as always, we'll continue to glow through whatever it is we're going through.
Yes, we will see you guys next Monday.
Yes. Next week. See y'all later. Be blessed.